Hello and welcome to the Spotlight. I am your host, Asir. We have DJ Biggs and we have my special guest who I am so excited to have in the building, the one, the only Professor Griff.
Greetings.
So, for those of you that do not know, who on the planet don't know, but I'm just going to say it anyway, he is one of the founding members of Public Enemy. I grew up watching Public Enemy on Yo MTV Raps and MTV. And it's so exciting because I never thought that I would actually know Griff and especially Chuck, but they both have imparted so much into my life, and I want to share a lot of that with you guys as well here today. But I'm just going to read a little bit about his bio, and we're going to get into some questions, and then we're going to go into promoting his book. If you have any questions, feel free to hit me up on my social media, real_Asir. The number is flashing on your screen for World Star Hit Radio, so you can call us in on that number if you have any questions as well. Let's get right into it. Professor Griff is a cultural entertainment analyst, internationally renowned educator, writer, producer, musician, and Rock and Roll Hall of Fame recording artist.
Yay.
Yes. Lecturer and co-founding member of the pioneering and revolutionary hip-hop group Public Enemy. Author of the popular music business guide, Music, spelled with a K, Business, spelled with a Z, RIP, resource information publication. Griff stands as a highly acclaimed, seasoned, are you seasoned?
It depends on what season
Seasoned entertainment industry veteran and sought after resource on all aspects of the music business. An activist within both the conscious and hip-hop communities. Griff currently stands as a permanent fixture on the international lecture circuit with his riveting and powerful discourse / book, The Psychological Covert War on Hip Hop. That was volume 1, as well as we now have volume 2, which is called Symbology. And when I first saw this book, I was able to break it down because Chuck was one of the first people to tell me to always read everything frontwards and backwards and look at the root of the word. So of course when I saw ology, I knew that was the study of, and then we came to symbols. So that was really deep for me when I saw the book. Now let's get into a little bit more about you. Congratulations on your marriage to the beautiful Soleil.
Thank you.
And many of you probably don't know, if you are younger, much younger, Soleil, she was a rap artist. She is also into martial arts as well. What else?
Yoga. Womb wellness.
Yeah. Did you didn't get a chance to play that little clip? Hey!
Y'all going back.
What's up, Soleil? Can I get a what? I remember that. Yo, thank you, Biggs, for that. Let's get into a little bit about, before we get into the book, there were some issues that are going on that I actually want to get your thoughts on. Music. Right now you also are a part of a hip-hop metal band.
It's a rap metal band.
We
call it heavy mental, ghetto metal.
Heavy mental,
it's ghetto metal, because that's our music anyway, but yeah, it's heavy mental, not heavy metal.
Explain that, heavy mental.
It explains itself.
Deep thought mental?
Of course, yeah.
Okay. Were you always into other aspects of music as opposed to just people thinking that you guys are just hip-hop only?
I think people got the Public Enemy history twisted.
Okay, well, that was going to be my question.
We were DJs, and Chuck don't mind me saying this. We used to see Chuck in the audience. We were doing our thing. You understand what I'm saying? And we used to have this open mic thing where we let people come up and just rap. So we would throw on the beat, do our thing. We just leave the mic on the side, let people come up and do it. Chuck came and just kind of blew things away. Came up sounding like God. We was like, okay, we got you. Yeah. Find out that that we always lived in the same neighborhood, so it's like, okay, we just kind of brought it together from that perspective. But I was a drummer in bands. Me and Chuck was in the African American experience, learning African drum, dance, language, culture. Yeah, so the music thing runs deep.
Wow, wow. Now, Terminator X, how did all of that start just building and come together?
Right. Well, let's understand something. Roosevelt ain't no bigger than the mall. So all of us, we from Roosevelt. So everybody know everybody.
New York.
I'm from Roosevelt too.
Right. Okay.
Freeport.
So yeah, from Freeport. So yeah, it's right next door. So Terminator X was a DJ, and because there was a lot of things going on in hip hop at that time, and everybody was picking and choosing what they wanted to do. But everybody couldn't DJ now. Like, this brother got skills back here. You understand what I'm saying? But everybody couldn't DJ at the time. Terminator X was extremely quiet, and that thing we say about him, he only speaks with his hands, is true. He never really talks, but he was very unique in what he did with turntables.
Oh my goodness! And then Biggs and I were talking earlier about the S1Ws, and I just remember watching them do their little military thing, and everybody just wanted to just wear a beret and just get down with it.
I want the M16.
Yeah, but that was the thing that we kind of set in motion, coming up out of the ranks of the Nation of Islam and coming out of those revolutionary circles in the hood. Yeah, at that time it was fly for you to study.
Yes.
For you to have knowledge of self. Women were attracted to that. You understand what I'm saying? To how smart you are. Of course, you got to get dapper with the gear and all that, but you know, we weren't no slouch in that area either. But you had to know something.
Right, so we go into education, and that Professor Griff holds a bachelor's degree of science in education. He has also been given the title of Minister of Education, and this partly explains his call to teach the masses outside of the educational doctrines that you hold. What else drives you to spread the word of enlightenment?
When I see young shorties up on the block just lost, that's what drives me. I've been to all these places where cats be going on trips and checking out chicks and all kind of Brazil and all these exotic places. I get there and get depressed, man, because I see the condition of the people. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
That drives me. I spent half my time in Brazil at the hotel. I'm like, this is embarrassing for us, man. You understand what I'm saying? To know what we know, to do what we do, to have our people live like this. Somebody got to say something.
Even over here, you know, even over here in the States, sometimes you drive down the street and you just see our young people, they look like, to me, a lot of them look like they're lost. How do you bring them back in a society that the subliminal images are affecting our culture?
I made a mistake and watched The Walking Dead one night, and we're living in that. Like zombies walking around, it's like, it's critical. But I refuse to let the powers that be and some of the naysayers and internet thugs and cyber gangsters blame it on the music. Music has something to do with it, but no, it's this society that's destroying our people and been destroying our people.
One of the things you talk about in your book is the control and brainwashing. And included in that list of people that do the brainwashing, outside of the parents, you mentioned the teachers as well. Now, last week we had attorney Gerald Griggs on the show, and he mentioned something about when you're taking your standardized test in school, it is a way of grouping or categorizing which children have the potential of going to jail so that jails can make more beds, which one are going to technical college, and which children are actually going to a higher level of education. How does that make you feel hearing that when you have that chapter in your book about the brainwashing?
Knowing that information from the classroom to the prison pipeline, knowing that, I've known that information for a long time, and that's been in effect in every president, every administration that takes office. They just follow the same agenda. But knowing that, I don't give 2 cents about this educational system. I remember one time I had a party for my daughter. She got suspended one time. I'm like, good. Let's go do something else. You understand what I'm saying? I'm like, take a break from that, man.
Well, it's proven that some of the richest people in the world don't have degrees.
Yeah, but they're connected to something else. If we want to have that conversation, you might want to bring me back. You could say they're rich, but how do they get to that point? Who
Hey,
they connected to?
He's welcome to come back so we can get to it.
It has nothing to do with the fact that they have an education or a degree or not. It's who they're connected to. It's who you know. It ain't necessarily what you know. You understand what I'm saying? The most ignorant people have made it to the top in the music industry.
True. So true.
You understand what I'm saying? So, but back to this education thing. If you look up the word education, the root word to education is educare, meaning it's a Latin root, meaning to draw out of. Education is not something you put in children. It's something you draw out of them.
Right.
So the Creator, whatever you call the Creator, has already deposited everything that we need within us to be who we ultimately are going to be. Our job is to draw it out of them. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
And that's just real. And the educational system is not doing that. The whole idea of the classroom being modeled after a prison cell, or just prisons, period. The projects were designed the same way. So in every area of people activity, they kind of lock us in, preparing our mindset, our set, and our spirit for prison. So a lot of times when you see the brothers on the news getting handcuffed, they don't mind. It seems like they don't mind going.
And that's
And they look at it as a rites of passage. They're like, okay, I'll do it, big, ain't no problem. But we have to change that. But everyone has to change that. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. But I always say, ain't no big I and little you. I am because we are. Therefore I am. I couldn't be Professor Griff in Public Enemy without y'all. You understand what I'm saying? So when we did our concerts and went to places, we came back and we went to the prisons. We went to the hood. We went to the traps. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
And this is what we did outside of the music. But until that story is told, a lot of people won't know that, especially this generation coming up now.
No, they won't. They won't. But they don't see it as well. You know, I'm jumping a little bit ahead, but they don't see it as well. We have celebrities that have a voice, that have monetary status, that do not go back like Public Enemy did and be in the streets and give back. They want to sit quiet and not talk about Alton Sterling, you know, or Stephon Clark. They don't want to say anything about it.
But we got to figure out, well, why not? I think young people now, they see it really, really clear now that we have social media. And this technology is so advanced now. Young people are getting it first hand, and they see the hypocrisy in people my age, slightly younger. And it's like, come on, man, we got to stop being hypocrites. Either we're going to speak up for young people, or we're just going to sit back on the sideline and watch them get shot down and murdered. I refuse to sit back. I have children myself. And I'm going to tell y'all straight up, man, I'd be less than a man if I let another man shoot my child down and I don't say and do something.
That's right.
You understand what I'm saying? If I don't meet them at the doorstep when they come to get my child and lay them dead at my damn doorstep, I say may the earth reject my body. You understand what I'm saying?
I do.
That ain't happening to mine. Plain and simple. And all this sing fucking kumbaya and grab hands and pray for them. Fuck that. Ain't gonna be no praying for them.
Well, I agree with you wholeheartedly, because some of the people in the room also know that I experienced that one night. I didn't know where my son was because he had been beaten by a police officer brutally behind a building. I didn't find out until the next day after he had already had surgery.
Wow.
So that's why I have this voice and this platform, because we have to do something to protect those that cannot protect themselves. So I applaud when a Professor Griff or Chuck D or Attorney Gerald Griggs comes on this show and they want to impart some type of knowledge. Now the question is, are you ready to receive the knowledge that they're giving you?
Then the next step, we got to make it applicable to young people's lives so we can actually physically do something about it. So I'm hearing this talk from all of these people, and I'm like, okay, well, what are we doing to quell this issue with police brutality? So I contacted a couple of black police officers I know and sat down with them and said, listen, what can we do? Y'all work with these people that's shooting down our people.
Yes. Yes.
So can we get together and come up with a plan? So the first plan we came up with a little small pamphlet. I should have brought it with me. That we was going to get someone to sponsor us to make 10,000 pamphlets. We're going to start out with 10,000 and just give them out to young people on their rights, how to conduct themselves in the street, what you do when you're pulled over by the police. You know, I told my sons, if you in the whip and them blue lights hit you, pull over, turn the car off, turn the dome light on, put the keys on top of the roof, keep your hands on the steering wheel. Dad, come on, that's just nah. Don't play that with me. You're not being a punk. You caught behind enemy lines.
Yes.
Act accordingly. Adjust your goddamn attitude. You understand what I'm saying? And I don't care if you got a yes sir to death. Get out of that situation and we'll talk about it later on at home. Plain and simple. But these are the kind of things that need to be in the pamphlet. When we ask certain people, I'm not mentioning no names, to step up and donate some money so we can get these printed in every city where black people live, crickets. Heard nothing from any of them. Nothing. And I'm like, okay. So we talk like we got loot on the records and on the video, and we bling out and we do all this other stuff. But when it comes down to putting our money where our mouth is to save our children, we don't even hear from you. It's like, all right, I got you.
What do you think the fear is?
White people.
Plain and simple.
It's white people. They scared of white people. They scared of what this system might do to them. They're scared of the person that might end up having to sign their check. If I had that fear, I would have never put the calling out and pulling the cover off the people that I called out in the book. You understand what I'm saying? It's like somebody have to say it. But it's like, all right. Now, this, like, talking like we talking, it comes with a price.
It does. It does. And I was already pre-warned of that. But am I scared? No, I'm not scared. Because we're trying to save our people.
See,
are you ready to take the red pill or the blue pill? I took the red pill a long time ago. When my son was, like I said, when he was gone and I didn't know where he was, I realized we have to do something. And it's not enough of us doing anything. So it's going to continue to happen. I'm going to march. I'm going to have people on the show that want to come on the show and voice their opinion. So it is what it is.
Hey,
it is what it is.
I really do.
It is what it is. So with that being said, let's go into subliminals. I saw you do an interview about this, and I was amazed when I found it in the store. So, in case you guys don't see it, let me show it to you. It says cocaine. What? And this is an energy drink.
It ain't not even hiding it.
No, they're not even hiding it anymore. It was point blank period. There's a red can and a blue can. Your children can go in and get this. There is no age limit. Let's talk about subliminals when we come back. I am a seer. This is Professor Griff. You're on the spotlight.